Bye!
Bye, Adam.
Bye!
Bye.
Bye!
Have a good day. Listen to Mom.
Okay, we will. We'll be good boys today, okay? Bye. 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 Love you. Bye.
Homeschooling has been at the back of my mind ever since the children were toddlers. I was really interested in the Montessori playgroup that was run at their Montessori school. And Adam went on to a Montessori primary as well when he was 6. And then of course the lockdown happened, COVID and everything else. It sort of just brought it back to, brought the idea back into my mind that we can actually do this. So that's when I started discovering all sorts of ways, so started reading up about, free range learning, unschooling. And I noticed the turning point is like when we start to unschool ourselves, to say that it doesn't necessarily have to be from 9 to 3. It doesn't have to be in 3-hour spurts. It doesn't have to be set up beautifully like a classroom. So it takes a lot to do that. I think the kids they've unschooled themselves faster than me because they haven't been in the kind of system for long. Whereas I come from a background where I do go through the system and I do want to do it properly.
Then Peter surprises them and then the mum drops the basket. And then she does this. Back, then I run and then slide.
Oh, and okay. Mm-hmm. Adam was introduced to ballet when he was 3.5 years old. He just is loving it so much. So we continued now that Adam's almost 9. And this year has been such a big year for him in terms of ballet. He set his first exam and he passed that with distinction. And while we're busy doing that, we learned that he's also received a part scholarship to go to attend the Royal Academy of Dance Summer School in the New Zealand School of Dance.
Oh, look, that is like.
Does it feel tight?
I look very cute. Like a bunny.
Yeah, Adam being a boy, I noticed straight away that there's not a lot of boys in ballet. When he was at school, I noticed that becomes like his secret life almost, because when he talks about doing ballet, it's always like, oh, why would you do that? Because, isn't that for girls? Or, and then make this ballet thing like a secret life, which we don't want him to be, because that's why I find in terms of home education, you have the opportunity to be your whole self. You can be your whole self and learn while being your whole self. You don't have to hide anything about yourself when we're in this environment where it is safe, it is your home, you're being taught by the people who love you, and also when you go out there and pursue what you like, the children are understanding and know who you are, and you don't have to explain anything. Yeah.
There's a lot more doing.
A molepool swoops down its
Large
eyes have seen a weta.
Oh, does it eat weta?
See?
Oh yeah.
We're approaching the school crowd. Get ready to get hats stolen, t-shirts stolen, microphones stolen, funnels stolen, backpacks stolen.
I'm sure they don't want to steal anything. I'm sure they're just here, just like you guys, exploring the outdoors. Okay, you're getting a little thirsty? Tired? Okay, all right. Okay.
Today's Friday, right? No, it's Thursday. Oh yeah.
The way we learn is usually little projects. That's how we learn best, I think, rather than sitting there with a curriculum trying to go through a workbook. We tried that, but it's not their learning style. And the thing that I love about home schooling is that when we find out that's not your learning style, we change. And all this glitter, what do you think they represent?
Stars.
Yeah, and how many galaxies do you think there are in the whole of the universe?
But my question is...
Okay, you got a question?
Mm-hmm. Does space have a bottom?
I don't know. I don't think so. That's where my core is, is it relevant to them? Are they interested in it? Because that will lead to more engagement and then it will lead to learning. But if it's not relevant to them, if they won't be engaging, they won't be willing, and it will be frustrating for everyone. And when you're spending 24/7 with your children, you do have to, have a grace as well. Yay.
And then Mom, look at the back.
Also, when he opens it up, you can see everything.
Yeah.
No.
There it is.
Ocean. There you go. Hawaii. And where are we? Where are we?
We're in New Zealand.
Yeah. So it's going to fly across the ocean, isn't it? Across the Pacific Ocean.
And I can just send my card.
There. Being a home educator is a lot. You give up a lot of time. Yes, and it's to be conscious that have you eaten lunch today? Small things like that. Are you doing things for yourself in the weekend? Are you catching up with your friends? Are you connecting with your siblings, your mother, or whatever it is? Thank you. I do have my water here. Thank you. Tummy in, shoulders back. Music, for example, I find is a great way to extend our learning, and that's literacy, also mathematics and learning to read symbols. How long do you hold a note? What's a half note? What's a quarter note? What's half of a quarter? All the references in violin, for example, are in Italian. And so there's a lot of creativity as well in there, like drama, storytelling, and a lot of brain puzzling things in music.
Your hand is just beautifully done. Well done. Really suits you, that piece. It's your musicality.
So once we've made the decision to home educate, one of the first questions is like, what about their socialization? They need friends. They're at their age where they do need to hang out with kids their age. And that's a totally valid concern. School is a great place to meet kids their age and become friends, but I sort of have to explain to them that it's not the only place. And in fact, we have through this journey made friends in so many places. Like first of all, their activities, their rugby or basketball or ballet or whatever arts class, whatever it is that they're interested in, music. And then when they go and visit friends and family as well, they're like, oh, actually, yeah, they're great kids. There's nothing really socially wrong with them. I mean, but having said that, on the flip side though, I go through, 13 years of schooling, I think I still feel a bit socially awkward, so I don't know whether school helps in terms of my social ability, but yeah, so, like I said, it's not the only place to be social. Yeah.
Let's go.
No. Oh my gosh.
Slow down.
See?
Good.
That's because you were shaking.
That's better. Yeah. Lovely imaging your job, thank you. Can you turn your head and have a look at the mirror? There's an echo. Okay, that's right there. Yeah, you've got to put your tummy in. That's better. Now, sometimes what happens is your head goes way too low.
So tomorrow at 9, because it starts at 9:30. Now, I'm a qualified chartered accountant, and I've worked for 15 years before I started home educating, and if in terms of where my career could go, there's a lot to give up. So you have to really be passionate about this. You really have to like doing this. But with the sacrifice, also I see the benefits that I think a working parent miss, and that is your children's formative years and spending that time that is that will move on so fast. I am a great believer that life is long, like once the kids are independent and they don't rely on you so much, maybe that could be like a different chapter of your life. So sacrifice, yes, but maybe in this moment, yeah.
Over here! I found some sandhopper, but it popped away. This one!
Yes.
Yeah. It looks like it. A periwinkle. Mom, power shell. And this is what you call bull curl.